Alright, we're back. Back on the mic. It's been a minute. Gotta pull up my stream real quick. Gotta let my dog back inside if he ever decides to come back. Before we get going. Man, I got a video I wanted to make. I was editing last night, and I just felt so limited by the PlayStation editor because I wanted to try. Like I had long chunks where I was AFK because I was getting my son ready for bed last night, and then having to give animals food and medicine and make sure they're taken care of. But I was playing a chess game last night, which was an interesting chess game in this game because most chess games in this game so far, the board changes every time you play. And they have different scenarios that can usually be won in just a couple moves. And what was different about this particular game of chess is that no matter whether I lost or draw, or even if I won, or no, when I won, the game changed. Whenever I lost or draw or surrendered, the game stayed the same. I had to win. And for a while, I thought it was an unbeatable scenario. I was like, how can you win this? And I was using this program that's sometimes I use this whenever I'm playing chess in this game because I'm not good at chess. It's called Analysis Board. Playstrategy.org is the website, but you can play Chinese chess, which I forget how it's pronounced. Zhangqi? I'm not sure how you actually pronounce it, but anyway, the cool thing about this little website is that you can set up the board just the way it is set up in the game. And then you say you're the red team, you get to go first, and then the board will use, I guess it's AI to figure out how to win. And it'll calculate all the different possibilities for win-lose scenarios to try and get you the best, most efficient way to win at the chess. And whenever I've been truly stumped, I'll throw it in there. Or if I'm just like, man, I ain't got time for this. I don't want to sit here and try to figure out how to beat this guy on my own. Which for the most part, I've gotten pretty good at the chess in this game, and I can usually win. I mean, it's not exactly like English chess, but it's close enough to where I can pretty much win. And then based on the rule set for the Chinese specific chess, I struggle a little bit, but because you have your little fort down at the bottom center of the chessboard that your commander can't leave and your essentially bishops can't leave. I forget what they're called. But and then of course the cannon is a different unit, and the elephant is a different. I mean, okay, so it's pretty different when you really get down to it. There's actually a lot of difference between English and Chinese chess. But anyway, I've gotten pretty good at it, and I can win pretty much, any scenario that I'm put into, unless I just derp and make a dumb move. Like last night, I was one move away from winning a game, or just a couple moves away from winning a game. But for some reason, I looked at my rook and thought it was the cannon, which can only take a piece on the other side of another piece. And so I put it in a position to force a piece to move, And then I was like, wait a second, that was a rook. It wasn't a cannon. And I ended up losing like a crucial piece, and I wasn't able to win, so I had to surrender. Like there was no way for me to win. It was a stalemate basically. I wish this game would let you stalemate and be like, okay, yeah, this is an unwinnable scenario, and just kind of like allow you to. I mean, you can surrender, and you still get +5 affinity toward the player or the NPC that you're playing chess against. Um, so I guess in a way, surrender is stalemate. But I don't like surrender because it says you lose, and it's like, well, technically I didn't lose, I just can't win. But you know, the other guy can't win either. So anyway, getting back on track to this game, the pieces are set up in like a plus sign, which is kind of interesting. And for the enemy team, they can win in 3 moves if their pawn moves. Without showing you the board, I can't really do any better than just describing it. But basically, they have a pawn that if it moves forward, the enemy will win in 3 moves every single time. It's a no-win scenario. If that pawn moves, you lose because it forces your commander to move, and once your commander moves, he gets put into check immediately again by the enemy's rook when there's no way to take that rook. So the only way to win is to make sure that you're constantly putting his commander in check. So I'm like trying all these different things out, and I just cannot figure it out. So I go onto the little website and I punch it in there, and I'm like, all right, let's see what the AI says. Let's see what it does. And so I punch it up in there, and I put all the pieces where they're supposed to go, and I say, all right, red turn, you go first. And it makes a few moves, and before you know it, the game, it stops. And so something about this little program is that when it gets to a point where you're going to win, it will not show you the next move that secures your victory, because I guess it just assumes that you have a fundamental understanding of the game and that you understand that you are going to win in the next move or two, I guess. So it doesn't actually show you the move, and I have not been able to figure out how to get it to just go ahead and play through to the checkmate. So I'm not really sure what's going on there with that particular website, and I have not been able to figure that out. Anyway, so it gets to that point. And I'm like, okay, so usually when it gets to that point, the next move you make is a win. You just have to know what piece to move. And usually that's very obvious. Like, it's very obvious what your next move should be in order to win. When the AI gets to that point where it doesn't show you what the next move is. So it's like, okay, I wish it would show you, because sometimes I'm like, all right, which piece am I supposed to move to secure my victory here? But like I said, but for the most part, it is actually pretty obvious what move you're supposed to make in order to win. Dang, man. My cups did not get clean in the dishwasher. Some of them did, but some of them are nasty. What the hell? Like, this is gonna have to be hand washed. So anyway, sorry about that. I'm unloading my dishwasher real quick, and noticed that one of my cups just did not get clean at all. And now I'm just having to look at every cup. Like, is it clean? Is it clean? So anyway, so it gets to that point, and no matter what move I make, I cannot put their commander into check again, which means their pawn moves forward. And like I said, once the pawn moves forward in the way that the board is set up for this particular match of chess, you can't win because he's able to put your commander into check with every move he makes for the next 3 moves, and the last move is a checkmate, and there's nothing you can do. No matter where you move on the board or what piece you move or whatever move no matter what you do, your commander will be taken in the next move. So basically, like I said before, you have to keep his commander in check with every move you make. Otherwise, he moves that pawn, and once he does, you're in check and you can't get out of it. So I was like, okay, this is weird because it says, according to the AI, I should have won this game. But like I said, no matter what piece I moved, I could not actually win. At least I thought so. And I had to figure it out on my own. And at first I went to Reddit and I was like on YouTube and I was like, okay, someone has certainly played this particular match of chess in this game and has won it and posted the winning moves onto the internet so that stupid people like me can actually win this game of chess. I couldn't find anything, which is why I was making a video last night, because I literally could not find anyone who had won that game of chess and made a video or a post about it. And what's really interesting is that the character's name, there's another character in the game with the same name that plays chess. So let me see if I can find him real quick. I think it was Broken Village or Brocade Village. It's a little kid. And he's on the side of a house. Here he is right here. Wang Xiaoshu. Oh wait, I put the wrong name in. Because when you're playing it says a different name. Wang Xiaoshu. Is that the name I put in? Man, I made all that speech. I might have actually just put in the wrong name, and that's all it was. Oh, I'm right. Oh, there is a Reddit post 2 days ago now. Anyone have a solution to the chess game in Huyan North Brocade Village? Can't figure it out. It's the same pieces arranged in a cross. There's always some dipshit on Reddit who says they beat it on the first try. I guarantee they didn't. They're lying. But they did beat it in basically the same way I figured out how to beat it. Anyway, I may actually make it, but I may just post the video the way it is and just say, "Hey, skip to this timestamp." So yeah, my video is 34 minutes long, but like I said, I was getting my son ready for bed, and I even cut it down because it's actually closer to an hour long. Um, but I have the game, I have the full game that I won, but it takes me 34 minutes to get through it because there's a lot of time where I'm just like I'm sitting in the same configuration, and then the last couple of minutes is where I make moves and win. But yeah, and I can't figure out how to cut the middle of the video out using PlayStation's editing software. Um, Actually, let me see if I can do this because I think there's a program. Isn't there an editing software? It's not. It's not just the media gallery, is it? Because it is really basic. The editing software. Because it'll let me take the middle of the video. Here we go. Edit in Share Factory Studio. Oh, I don't have that. My my stream might stop while I'm downloading or when I try to play this because it'll probably be considered a separate app and it won't let me continue streaming. We'll see what happens. If it cuts me off, it cuts me off, and I'll get back on here in a minute. But I really want to get this video out because yeah, I didn't even that Reddit post didn't even come up yesterday when I was searching. But it came up today, which is weird. What's interesting is a lot of the posts are like 6-7 hours ago, and I was searching for this over 12 hours ago. So though the post is 2 days old, and most of the posts are just lose. Because whenever you lose, you get 15. This is what's really weird about the chess in this game. When you win, you get 10 affinity. When you lose, you get 15. So it's actually better to just lose over and over and over because you will actually get the affinity up faster. But I want to win, so. So the way this person is saying to solve this chess match, from my recollection, I don't think they're telling the truth about beating it on the first try. And there's no way I can show. I can't share my screen. I hate that my computer is broken. I hate streaming on PlayStation. I really do. Anyway, I'm gonna press play game on Share Factory, and if it kicks me off stream, then I'll get back on here in a few minutes. But I wanna edit this video and put it up there because, like I said, I can't find anyone who has solved that particular chess game.